Hey guys, it's Father Stark here. I know it's been a while. We're in lockdown. I've put a bit of weight on because you know when you can't leave the house, you eat. So in between work and that, I've not been doing much, and I keep wanting to make videos. So this was requested. Somebody wanted to make a video on my Blu-ray collection and DVD collection. So this is unit number 1. I've got about 4 units in my room. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a DVD out, my cameraman will zoom in, and then we'll go like that. I think we said there's about 400 DVDs here and Blu-rays.
Per cabinet, yes.
Per cabinet, so we'll see how this goes, right? We'll try and do it as fast as we can. I'd like to keep it to under an hour, but we'll see. Worst comes to worst, I'll be split up into multiple videos, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. Right, so I'm also going to put it into sections. I'll put timestamps, because the first lot are silent films. Probably some people aren't interested in that. Then I've got my Italian films, the Arrow collection, which is pretty big. That's mostly like horror films and B-movies. And then I've got like box sets and stuff like that. So I'll put timestamps. If you don't want to watch me go on about silent films, then you can always skip it. So, first one is a DVD. I don't have many DVDs here, but this is Eureka DVD number 25, Vampire, by Carl Theodor Dreyer. I think he's Danish. It comes with a cool booklet and everything. All the Eureka Masters of Cinema DVDs and Blu-rays come with really cool booklets and filled with special features, which I'm a sucker for. Next one is John Ford's The Iron Horse. That is DVD number 12. Again, it's got a cool little booklet, and that's about making a railway. There was a musical based on that, but I can't remember what it was. Next one up is another DVD. This is Les Vampires. This is by Louis Fouillade, I think his name's pronounced. One of the most prolific directors in history. I think he died in like 1935 or something, but made 600 films. This is one of them. It's a 10-part serial, comes to about 7 hours. I've watched about 4 of the parts, and it's very interesting. It's a good crime serial. It's silent. It's from 1915, and I'd love to talk about this someday. It's really interesting. Next is this is a Blu-ray box set. I actually ordered this from America. This is Region B, I think. And that's the one that doesn't play over here, but I've got a Region 3 Blu-ray player. It's short films, so it's got The High Sign, 1 Week, Convict 13, The Scarecrow, Neighbours, The Haunted House, Hard Luck, The Goat, The Playhouse, The Boat. That's The Goat and The Boat, just in case you thought I said The Boat twice. The Paleface, Cops, My Wife's Relations, The Blacksmith, The Frozen North, Daydreams, The Electric House, The Balloonatic, and The Love Nest. They're all about 25 minutes each, so I'm looking forward to talking about some of them sometime. Next one is my Charlie Chaplin collection. This is a film box set. It's got The Kid, Women of Paris, The Gold Rush, The Circus, City Lights, Modern Times, The Great Dictator, Monsieur Verdoux, or Verdot, my French isn't that great, Limelight, King in New York, sorry. Next one is a very, very controversial film, Birth of a Nation, and it's I own this pretty much because it's
of the times.
Yeah, no, it's do you know what? It's what I've done for filmmaking. You know, the use of flashbacks. You know, it's an epic film. It's not the nicest film to watch, but it has to be seen for what I've done for film. Next one is Charlie Chaplin, The Mutual Comedies. This is a bunch of short films, I think. I've not actually watched any of these, but I'll get into this sometime. And this is me onto the Eureka Masters of Cinema Collection. These are all the Blu-rays, they're all numbered. So number 1, which I believe was the first silent film to ever be released on Blu-ray in the UK, not only in the UK but in the world, and it was released here first. It's Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans. It's by F.W. Murnau, who's one of my favourite directors from the silent era. From any era, he's absolutely brilliant. This was one of the first films to, if not the first film to win an Oscar. It was for Something Strange. I can't remember. It was like something like great achievement or something like that. I think it was tied with Wings. They both won like an Oscar. So that's number 1. I'm going to review that someday because it's a masterpiece. Next is F.W. Murnau's City Girl. This is number 8 in the collection. Again, it's from F.W. Murnau. I've not actually watched that one yet, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. Number 9 in the collection is M by Fritz Lang. This is a masterpiece. It's way ahead of its time. It's a very dark film about a child murderer and the witch hunt that ensues after he's been outed. It's a must see. It is brilliant. It's eerie. It's excellent. Another Fritz Lang one, number 16, is Metropolis. Again, it's a sci-fi masterpiece. It's referenced even nowadays. There's probably hardly a sci-fi film that goes about nowadays that hasn't been influenced by it in some way. And in 2008, about 25 minutes, 30 minutes of lost footage was actually found in like Argentina or something, and it was seen as the holy grail of film finds. This was like 25, 30 minutes footage that had never been seen before. It's in this DVD. It's a masterpiece of a film, has to be seen, and I'll probably talk about it someday. Next is number 17, and I'm going to butcher this. This is by Michelangelo Antonioni, and it's called La Signora Senza Camellie, I think. The Lady Without Camellias. I don't know. I've not seen it, but it's really rare. I got it for about £15, which is quite expensive, but I'm always up for getting a rare film. This is another rare one. Cure Fidel, which means True Heart, by John Epstein. Again, it's a really rare film, and I got it for about £7, so I got that for a bargain. It's dead hard to find. It goes for about £75 now. Next one, that was number 19. Number 25 is Touch of Evil by Orson Welles, starring Orson Welles and Charlton Heston as a Mexican. A great film, great thriller, has to be seen. Next is Island of Lost Souls, starring Charles Lawton. Really good film. It's based on Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. Next is number 46, Die Nibelungen, which translates into The Nibelungen, which is another Fritz Lang epic. It's about 5 hours long. It's in 2 parts. I got this for my birthday. I've still not seen it yet, but when I do, I'm going to review it because it sounds great. It's a fantasy film. I think it's got like dragons and stuff in it, and to think how they would do dragons in a silent film intrigues me. Next is number 61. This is Taboo, Story of the South Seas. This is, I think it's one of Murnau's last films. It's kind of like a documentary, but not. It's like a fake documentary. It's a strange one. It's one of my lesser favourites of his, but it's still watchable. Next is Dr. Mabuse, The Gambler by Fritz Lang. Again, it's in 2 parts. It's about 5 hours long. I really want to watch this, and I'll probably do a review on it if I do, because I really want to start reviewing silent films, because I've got a passion for them, which is why I've got so many. Next up is, that was number 69 by the way. Number 70 is one of my favourites, is F.W. Murnau's Nosferatu, The Symphony of Horror. It's a masterpiece. Max Schreck is Count Orlok. Everybody knows at least scenes from it. I've seen images from it. It has to be seen. If you've not seen it, check it out. They've got nothing to lose. Next is Wings, which is another, it was nominated for Oscars and stuff. I don't know that much about it, but it's 2.5 hours long. I kind of want to see it. Apparently it's really good. Next is another Murnau one. I have a lot of Murnau films. This is Faust. It's about the German folktale Faust. A man who's called Faust who sells his soul to Mephistopheles to make himself younger at a price. It's a really good film. Good special effects for its time. Next is Fritz Lang. That was number 78, and Wings was 77. This is number 90, Spoiler, which is spies in German. This is another Fritz Lang film. It is 150 minutes. He likes his epics. Next is Frau im Mond. This is another sci-fi film by Fritz Lang. It's 169 minutes. Stop laughing every time I say 69.
You just can't help yourself, can you? Real mature, man.
Yeah, like I said, he likes his epics. Next is Robert Wiener's The Doctor of Caligari. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's what?
The Doctor of Caligari. Like, I forgot to mention the cabinet.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Again, this is another favourite of mine. I love it. The look of this film is unlike anything you've seen. It's clearly, it doesn't do anything to be realistic. It's very dreamlike. It's apparently one of the first films to have a twist. It's very sharp. The sets are very angular. It's almost like the definition of expressionism. Everything is angles, and it's a strange film. It's a well worth watching. It's a favourite of mine. Next is, that was number 92. This is number 93. Madame du Barry. I don't know much about this. It's by Ern Lubitsch, but I've been told it's really good. Again, this is another one that's quite expensive, I think, but I got it for a bargain. The next one is G.W. Pabb's Diary of a Lost Girl. This is a sequel of sorts to his Pandora's Box. Apparently it's really good. I've not watched it yet. Like I say, about 400 films in this cabinet. I've seen about 10% of them. I need to get watching more films. And I've seen a lot of films, just not a lot of the ones I've got in this cabinet. Right, this is D.W. Griffith's Intolerance, Love Struggle Throughout the Ages. This was like his apology for upsetting people, to say the least, with The Birth of a Nation. It's a great film, it's got great sets. I really recommend it. Next is number 99. This is number 117. This is Stalag 17. It's a war film. I'm not the biggest fan of war films, but yeah, it's part of the collection, so I want to add it. Next is numbers 140 to 144. This is a box set of early Murnau. So this is 5 films from early films from F.W. Murnau. Schloss Vogelöd, which is The Haunted Castle. Phantom, the Grand Duke's Finances. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the German on that. Der Letzte Mann, which translates into The Last Man, or it gets called The Last Laugh, but I prefer The Last Man. And Tartuffe, or Tartuffe, I don't know how you say that. I've only, how many of them? I've seen 3 of them. It's a great box set from what I've seen. Brilliant. Next one is the Buster Keaton. 3 films from Buster Keaton. That's actually what it's called. It's got Sherlock Jr., The General, and Steamboat Bill. Again, it's another one that's quite hard to find. I just got this a couple of weeks ago. I was really happy when that arrived. That is numbers 172 to 174. Next is number 184, Hausu, or House. This is a weird Japanese comedy horror. Apparently it's batshit insane, which works for me. I'm going to have to check that out. No, that was number 184. Number 213 is Der Golem. I want to do a review on this someday because I want to go into like the backstory and that of this film. It's an interesting one. Next is 221 to 223. So it's 221 to 223. This is another 3 films from Buster Keaton. The Navigator, 7 Chances, and Battling Butler. This just came like 2-3 days ago. Really interested in checking this out. It's packed with special features, as are most of these. Last one of these Eureka ones, but it's not numbered, is Fright Night. One of my favourite vampire films of all time. I love the humour of it. It's just a fantastic film, fantastic effects, and it has a 146-minute documentary on the making of it called You're So Cool, Brewster. And it's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in a single film. It's brilliant. Right, now this is the 88 Films Italian collection. Again, these are all numbered. So number 1 is Don't Ride on Late Night Trains, also known as Night Train Murders. It's pretty much like Last House on the Left, but on a train. It sounds stupid, but it actually works really well. It's a good film. It's also on the Video Nasties list. Next is number 3. I've got Spasmo, which I kind of like the title of it. It just sounded strange. I think I've got a funny feeling it's a weird film. It's by Umberto Lenzi, who done like Cannibal Ferox and stuff. He just recently died. Number 4 is one of my favourite revenge films, Blast Fighter. My cameraman here needs to see this. It is brilliant. I think anybody needs to see this. It's like a good revenge film. It's
See, when you recommend a film, I never ever think, oh, this is going to suck. It's just that there's so many films you've recommended.
I know, I recommend
the pile
them.
is high.
Well, on the back of this case, it has a recommendation from Quentin Tarantino saying Lamberto Bava's best film. And he's made a lot of good films. I like Lamberto Bava.
Tarantino said he knows his shit.
He does. Lamberto Bava is the son of Mario Bava, who I also really like. Number 5 is Zombie Holocaust. By I keep on thinking it's Bruno Mattei. It's not Bruno Mattei. I was thinking this was a Zombie Creeping Flesh, which is on the Video Nasties list. I think this is on the Section 3 Video Nasties list. Yeah, it's an interesting film. It's also known as Dr. Butcher MD, which yeah, kind of like in a cheesy way. Number 6 I've got here is A Blade in the Dark. This is another one by Lamberto Bava. I think it's a giallo. I've not seen it yet, but yeah, I'm quite interested in watching that. Number 7 is The Anthropophagus Beast. This is a controversial one. It was on the Video Nasties list. It's by Joe D'Amato. Yeah, it's worth checking out. It's a good one. Next one is also on the Video Nasties list. Number 10 I've got here, SS Experiment Camp. You can tell by the sees this one. It's a nasty Nazi film. It's one of these death camp films. Can't quite bring myself to watch it yet until I do the podcast. It's like
the people who see something so sensitive, it's just a Nazi-based concentration camp that attacks women.
Yeah.
Not like it's anything harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of one of these ones I'm like, Next, number 12 is Deep River Savages by Umberto Lenzi again. On the Video Nasties list again because of cannibal stuff, killing animals, the usual. But I always have to fast forward the animal stuff.
I'm surprised real life cannibals haven't kicked off about how aggressive they are.
God. Next is Burial Ground. It's number 1981. That's a very fun film. It's a zombie film. It also has the least convincing child I've ever seen. It's just a midget dressed in a child's clothes.
Sunset on that guy. It's like small man in dungarees.
Yeah.
Who's got to pretend he's a child.
Yeah. Just because he's small. Next is number 15, Alien 2 on Earth. This is not a sequel to Alien, but it is what the Italians done best. They saw an opportunity to cash in on a popular American film and decided to make their own sequel to it. So this was before Aliens. For some reason it didn't get sued. I'm pretty sure there's a reason for it because I think they said it was based on a book that's unrelated to Aliens or Alien, and that's how they got away with it. But I could be wrong. But yeah, I kind of want to check that out. Next is number 20 is Absurd, which is kind of a sequel of sorts to The Anthropophagus Beast. It's also known as Unsane. It was banned as a Video Nasty. It was by Joe D'Amato again. It's all pretty much the same people that was in The Anthropophagus Beast. I like this. I've done a podcast on it. Just making sure that's all recorded. Yeah. Number 21 is...
20 minutes in.
Number 21 is Shock Night of the Glass Dolls. This was one of the first Jolly I ever watched. I've not watched it since. I watched it a good few years ago and I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to checking this out again. Number 23 is Enigma. This is a Fulci film. I've not actually watched this one. But yeah, I kind of like. I like the artwork on that. It's amazing.
Let's take a look at that there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get a closer look. That's just really cool.
That is it.
Yeah.
Next is Beyond the Darkness. This is number 24. This is another Joe D'Amato film. I don't know much about this. And it wasn't banned over here or seized in any way.
Beyond the Darkness, I'm pretty sure at least 300 metal albums have been called that.
I know, right?
So yeah, clever.
Next is number 33. This is from 1964 and probably one of the only black and white films in these collections. This is The Long Hair of Death. It's actually one of the only films I think here. There's a 12A, well, in the horror category anyway. And it's by Antonio Margheriti. I want to see that. This next one, number 35. This was from this was Bruno Mattei, and this is Zombie Creeping Flesh. This was also on the video Nasties. Bruno Mattei was infamous for making really low budget shitty films. He also done Zombie Flesh Eaters 2, which is the one about the birds, I think. He makes brilliantly bad films. So that's probably one of them, but I've not actually watched that one yet. Next is number 39. Is the cat in a cat in the brain. Again, I like the artwork for that. That's another Fulci film, another Lucio Fulci film, but not a banned one. Next one is number 42, Amazonia, the Catherine Miles story. This is another cannibal film, but probably the only one that wasn't banned here, which means it probably doesn't have any animal violence in it, thankfully. And the last one of the 88 films Italian collection is Two Evil Eyes, and this is a collaboration between Giorgio Romero and Dario Argento. I think it's an anthology. It's like two films in one. Does it count as an anthology if it's just two films? If it's just two stories?
Yeah, I don't know when something becomes an anthology or when something becomes a legacy or a franchise.
Well, it's just the one film.
Yeah.
But I think it still counts as an anthology. So now I'm on to my Arrow films. Now these first few I've actually got posters off. They came with posters. Yeah, they came with posters, and that's them right there. Except for the Scarface one.
Yeah, there's a picture. And Tomb Raider's there.
Tomb Raider poster. First one is Candyman. Great film. Watch it before the remake comes out.
They're remaking that as well?
They're remaking that as well.
Wow, of course, they've really got to get involved in everything, haven't they?
I know.
Because modernising things makes things better.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. Next is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. That's a good one. That's a confusing one. It's a good, well worth watching. Next one is a very controversial Wes Craven film, The Last House on the Left. You all know the controversy behind it. If you've not seen it, yeah, check it out. I don't know whether I would recommend it, but yeah, sure, check it out. I'll be reviewing it someday anyway. Next one is Clive Barker's Nightbreed. I've read the book, Cabal. One of my favourite metal albums is also based on this book, Midian by Cradle of Filth. I've not watched this film yet, and recently there was a director's cut, which is also on this, called the Cabal Cut. It's written, directed by Clive Barker in 1990, I think, and who also wrote the book. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's one of these ones I've always wanted to see, and we used to actually own the computer game for it, for the Commodore 64. In fact, I've got it there. I've actually got the game in there somewhere in one of the boxes.
You've got that in the video.
Yeah, the Commodore 64 game. There's Nightbreed there.
Nice.
Did you get that?
That's a relic, yeah. Man.
Yep, they made a computer game of it. Next is Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. This is a film that has to be seen to be believed. It is really violent, it's really gory, but the acting is piss poor, the dubbing is piss poor, and sometimes you're like, Jesus Christ, that's really violent. to laughing because of how bad the dubbing is. It has to be seen. It's brilliant. I love it. I know I'm kind of ripping on it just now, but I love this film. I think it's excellent. It has to be seen.
You want to rip on a film that you like.
Yeah, and I do that sometimes. Yeah, just because you make fun of a film doesn't mean you don't like it. You can like something and make fun of it. Next is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This is a love-hate film for a lot of people. Some people absolutely loathe it. Some people absolutely love it. I'm in the love category. It is now the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Doesn't show a lot of violence. It's all very much implied. It does have a very dark sense of humour that a lot of people don't kind of notice. But it does have a humour to it. This one goes nearly all out comedy, all out blood and gore. It's a strange one. But this edition also comes with like Hooper's early works. The Heisters from 1965, Eggshells from 1970, and a 100-page booklet. I'm pretty sure there was another one, but I can't seem to find it.
100-page booklet? That's called a book.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think it's... I wouldn't say it's underrated because I can understand people not liking it. Completely understand. Next is one of my favourite films of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. I also like the original, The Thing from Outer Space. I think that's a really good film from the 50s. If you've not seen this film, what have you done with your life? It has to be seen. It's an absolutely... It's a marvel of special effects. The special effects in this film is why I think we need to limit CGI and put more effort into physical effects. Practical effects. It's a brilliant film. It's got tension. It's incredible. One of John Carpenter's best, if not his best. Next is a very underrated film, Waterworld. Now this is the Ulysses cut, which was footage that was deleted and stuff, and a fan apparently put some stuff together and got it to about 3 hours. It's a great film to watch. It's a lot of fun. I can't quite understand why people don't like it.
As I say, it's universally despised.
I love it though. It's just so much fun.
From what I've seen, it seemed quite enjoyable.
Leave your brain at the door.
It looked fun.
Leave your brain at the door. You've got Dennis Hopper hamming it up, you know, as a bad guy as he does. Watch it. It's really fun. I love it.
He's a great bad guy.
Yes,
when he's in Speed.
Yeah, he's great in that film.
Stay being the bad guy.
Yeah, he's great. Next is, this is my steel books. I'm not often a fan of steel books, but this is Battle Royale. If you've not seen it, see it. It's great.
Flamer of a film.
This is brilliant. Next is Demons 1 and 2. This is a steel book. Comes with both Demons 1 and 2. I've only actually ever seen Demons 1, which is excellent. If you like blood, gore, effects and heavy metal, it's really good. It's got like... Is that the one that's got like I think it's got like Wasp and Iron Maiden on the soundtrack. It's great. Next is Driller Killer. This is a famous video nasty. Apparently one can be argued that it was one of the first ones to start the video nasties craze. I don't know. Frenzy in the first place. I will review it someday. I will give my thoughts on it someday.
The thing with video nasties is, it's just a bit of fun. I mean, the special effects guys must have been having a blast.
Yeah.
And then you go like, oh, there's too much gore. Nobody's been injured. Just special effects guys having a blast.
That cover's what caused it. That cover is what caused all the controversy.
That's what sold it.
Yeah, and that's what sold it, yeah. But to be honest, it's probably the highlight of the film. It's just...
I thought the film was pretty...
It's
really unmemorable.
It's an arty film. I'm not the biggest fan of it, Next is King of New York, with Wesley Snipes and Christopher Walken and Lawrence Fishburne. It's a really fun kind of mob film. I really like it. That's Abel Ferrara as well. It's the same guy that made Driller Killer. There's a lot more fun than Driller Killer.
He made King of New York as well?
Yeah.
They're nothing alike.
I know. It's a much more entertaining film. This is by Toby Hooper. This is Life Force, a film that everybody hates, except me. I love this film. I think it's it was originally meant to be called Space Vampires, or it's based on a novel called Space Vampires, and it's got a woman that's naked for about 95% of the film. It's got great action. It's got good gore. It's just I can't
Sorry,
think.
I thought you said it's a woman who's naked 95% of the film, and it's got great tits. It's going to say tits, isn't it?
Yeah, she's got great tits as well. Yeah. It's and it's got A Cat on My Old by Patrick Stewart. I think it's great. I love it. I think it's really fun. I don't understand why people don't like it. Because it's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Next is Foxy Brown, by Jack Hill. As I say, tell me it's directed by Jack Hill. Jack Hill was a director of many blaxploitation films. This is one of them. This was also on the Section 3 Video Nasties list. Next is, these are some DVDs. These are Arrow DVDs. This is Don't Go in the House. This is another Video Nasty. This is a very underrated film. Everyone seems to hate it. It is a very slow film. It's got a very violent scene in it, but it's a character study. I love this film. It's depressing. It's not a nice film to watch, but I don't know, I love this film way more than everybody else does. I don't know why people don't like this. It's got more in common with like Psycho than anything else. Don't go expecting like blood and gore, because it's not that kind of film, but I love this film. I think it's incredible. Next is Blood Feast 2 by Herschel Gordon Lewis, who recently died. I love Blood Feast 2. I think it's mental, it's insane, and it's about 1,000 times better than Blood Feast. Blood Feast was on the Video Nasties list. This was made 40 years after. This was in 2002, I believe, whereas the original Blood Feast was like 1962. It's one of the first gore films. But the first Blood Feast is boring. It's really boring. I like the gore effects in it, but I don't like it very much. This is Midnight. It's a strange film. It's on the Section 3 list. It's weird. Next is a monster movie called The Deadly Spawn. It's fantastic. And this was actually recommended to me by Elliot, who I do the podcast with. It's fantastic. It's again great special effects. That's why I love practical effects so much. I recommend that. Next one is Slaughter High. This is one of my favourite slasher films. It's a piece of shit of a film for many reasons, but I love it for those reasons. The acting is terrible for the most part. The women are hot, but it's about a bunch of people. They get together for a school reunion 20 years after a classmate dies, and it's the same actors playing the adults that are also playing the teenagers. So that tells you a lot. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. I can understand people not liking it because it is. I just love it. I love it. Not even in an ironic way. I genuinely love that film. My battery ran out of juice there, so we'll continue. Right. Next is Bay of Blood, Mario Bava. One of the first slasher films. It was an influence for Friday the 13th, and it was on the Video Nasties list. Great film, absolutely must see. Next is Caligula, a very controversial film. It's pretty much a porno with historical bits thrown in. It's got a very famous cast in it. It's got Sir John Gielgud as Peter O'Toole, Helen Mirren, Malcolm McDowell, a very famous cast. They're all in with pornographic scenes, and do you know what? It's one of these films where I want to discuss it because the making of the film is so much more interesting than the film itself. Yeah, Caligula.
It's kind of weird to think of like softcore porn without Peter O'Toole and Helen Mirren.
Yeah. Like this isn't an Arrow film, but it's here because the next two films, Night of the Living Dead, and I recently saw a scene by scene stage recreation of it, which was fantastic. Next is one of my favourites, and that was also Section 3 Video Nasty, Night of the Living Dead. This is also Section 3 Video Nasty. Dawn of the Dead, one of the best horror films ever made, in my opinion. Definitely one of the best zombie films. This was before zombies became stale. And almost just as good as Day of the Dead. This is the one that a lot of people don't like because it's set in an underground bunker and it's very, very slow moving, but it's got a lot of character development and it's great. I love it. And they've recently remade it and apparently it's terrible. Next is Dario Argento's Deep Red, Profondo Rosso, which is also the name of his shop that he owns in Rome with, I think it's Luigi Cozzi, who's also a film director. It's a giallo, one of my favourite films. Music scored by Goblin is absolutely incredible. Section 3 Video Nasty, it has to be seen. Of all the films I own, it's a masterpiece. It's probably one of my favourites of Argento. Again, this is another Video Nasty, I think it's Section 2, Inferno. I've not actually seen this one, sequel, and kind of sequel to Suspiria. Not seen it yet, but apparently it's very good. Next one is Maniac Cop. This is William Lustig. Quite a fun film. Quite like that. It's got Bruce Campbell in it. Next is Dario Argento's Phenomena, which is a young Jennifer Connelly. It's got an old Donald Pleasance. Because Donald Pleasance is very young. I love Donald Pleasance. He's actually a Scottish guy in this.
Blofeld, isn't he?
Yeah, he was Blofeld, yeah. The first Blofeld. The first Blofeld when you see him in person. Great film. I love it's called Creepers in America. Phenomena. I love Phenomena. Vamp. A very strange vampire comedy. I absolutely love it. I can completely understand people hating it. I don't. I think it's great. I think it's very underrated. Good sense of humour. Next one is Wes Craven's Deadly Blessing. It's a strange one. It's got it's about the Hittites. It's like a cult thing, like the Amish. It's a very strange film. I think it's the first film of Sharon Stone, who's absolutely gorgeous in it. It's a good one. Very strange. Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. This was also on the Video Nasties list. I think it's Section 2. It's weird to think that back then they seized it to try and ban it. Nowadays it's a 15. Because there's not that much bad in it. Next is House by a Cemetery. That is Lucio Fulci. Also on the Video Nasties list. When I say it's on the Video Nasties list, I forget whether it's Section 1 or Section 2. Another one, Zombie Flesh Eaters. This is on the Video Nasties list again. Absolutely one of my favourite zombie films of all time. And my ringtone to my mobile phone is the theme tune to this. That's how much I like this film. Right, this is one I've always wanted to see. This is Peter Weller that's in this, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. I've always wanted to see it. I like Peter Weller a lot. I think he's a really underrated actor. So I'm interested in watching that. Next is The Beast Within. Great werewolf film. Ronnie Cox. Has to be seen. It's really good. I think it's just as good as like American Werewolf in London. Next is Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. That is another Video Nasty. It's hard to make sense of, but it's a fantastic film. Great gore. Especially...
You've got a poster of that someplace.
I do, or I did. I don't know whatever happened to it. I definitely used to.
Probably your old room.
Yeah, it might have been. John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. If you haven't seen the film, what have you done with your life? Because it's fantastic in every single way. The humour's brilliant, Kurt Russell's brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's just such a fun adventure film. I put it up there with like the Raiders of the Lost Ark and that and adventure films. I think it's excellent. Next is The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This I think was Dario Argento's first film, if not was his first giallo. It's a good film. I really enjoy it. It's not one of his best, but it's very, very enjoyable. Next is Lucio Fulci's Black Cat. I've still not seen it yet. You'll hear me saying that a lot. I've still not seen it yet. But I do intend to watch all these films. It's just, maybe making reviews will encourage me to watch these films. Black Mama, White Mama, which is a really good kind of blaxploitation film. I'm guessing it's by Jack Hill. What? Story by Jonathan Demme. Holy shit. Directed by Eddie Romero. Jonathan Demme, he directed Silence of the Lambs. It's pretty much the Defiant ones with women. Really good film. I love the Defiant ones as well. Next is Mario Bava's Black Sabbath. Absolutely fantastic film. There was 2 versions of it. There's an English and Italian version. And the English version has the story. It's an anthology. Has the story switched around. Watch the Italian version. It is fantastic. The mood is brilliant. And Boris Karloff's in one of the stories. Next is Mario Bava's Black Sunday. I've not seen that. Also, Black Sabbath, the band, got their name from that film.
Not the other way around.
No, not the other way around. This is Blood and Black Lace, directed by, I think that's also Mario Bava. Yeah, this is another Bava film. Next is Brian De Palma's Blowout. Has to be seen. It's a really great thriller. Yeah, it's John Travolta and John Lithgow. Has to be seen. It's really, really, really good. Next is a film I saw once, The Boondock Saints. To be honest, I didn't like it very much. Everybody seems to love it. I bought it because I want to give it a second chance. I'm all for second chances. So maybe this time around my mind will change. Shelf number 3. This is just lying up here because I couldn't find room for it. This is Dario Argento's Suspiria. It's not an Arrow version, but it is a limited edition to 6,021. That was.
So you released 6,021?
That is number 6,021.
Out of?
Don't know. Just marked anyway. Anyway, excellent film. Absolutely has to be seen. I've not seen the remake yet, but I've been actually told quite good things about it. Next is The Burning. It was co-written by what's his name? Harvey Weinstein, and it does have a kind of sleazy feel about it. You feel kind of dirty. It's a great film, by the way, but you do kind of get this. That was a video nasty, by the way. The Burning, as was Suspiria. That was a video nasty. Next one is Burnt Offerings. This is Betty Davis. I've still not seen it. I love Betty Davis. She plays I'm guessing she's a bad guy in it because she plays great villains. Yeah, I really want to see that. Big Betty Davis fan.
I think I call him Big Betty. Oh, Big Betty Davis.
Whoa, Big Betty. This is the Count Yorga collection. It has 2 films on it: Count Yorga Vampire and The Return of Count Yorga. I actually know absolutely nothing about these films, but you know, I like these Arrow films. I like the special features and that on them. So curiosity always kills the cat with me. So we'll see. Next is The Crazies, George A. Romero's Crazies. And it's one of these films that I quite like, but in a controversial way, I actually prefer the remake. But that's just me. Next is this is on the section 2 list, I think, of the video nasties. This is Contamination, also known as Toxic Spawn, also known as Alien Contaminations by Luigi Cozzi. It's weird to think again that at one time this was wanting to seize this film. It is now at 15. It is a very, very, very enjoyable film. It is so funny. It's a riot. You need to see it. This is one I done a review on. Deranged. The Confessions of a Necrophile. Based loosely, actually I don't think it was even that loosely, on the life of Eddie Gein. It is apparently one of the more faithful tellings of Eddie Gein. It's a really good film. Watch my video on it if you have not seen it. This is Lucio Fulci's Don't Touch a Duckling. I think he directed it there, but it's got it on top here. Don't Touch a Duckling. I've not really seen it, but I'll check it out someday. This is Brian De Palma's Dress to Kill. This is another great one. It's got Michael Caine in it. There's somebody else. Angie Dickinson's in it. She was policewoman in the old series. This is Eaten Alive. This is a Tobe Hooper film. This was released after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This one ended up on the Video Nasties list. It's also known as Death Trap. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was not on the Video Nasties list, contrary to what most people think. I actually love this film. It's got a lot in common with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's got most of the violence intact. Not that they cut out violence with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as I say, you don't actually see a lot of the violence. This is a Norwegian film, or a Swedish film, called Evil Ed. It's strange. This one I'm going to have to watch again, because I didn't quite get it the first time. I was like,
I thought it said Evil.
Evil Ed, yeah.
You know, I was seeing you pick it up, is that Evil?
It's
Too evil or something?
Yeah, it's very strange. Comedy, I think the comedy of it doesn't quite gel well with me, yeah. This is one of my favourite revenge films, The Exterminator. I know a lot of people that really don't like this film. I really do. I think it's fantastic. Is it as good as Blast Fighter? I don't know, but it would make a very good back-to-back viewing. I would be interested in doing that someday. This is Mario Bava's $5 for an August Moon. I love Mario Bava. Not a big fan of this film. I think it's 78 minutes. It drags. I'm just not a big fan of it. But I do want to give it another go. This is Flowers in the Attic. I've already done a review on this. Check it out if you want to know my opinions on it. This is Frank Herrenwater's Frankenhooker. I really want to do a review on this. It is brilliant. It's so funny. It's really inventive. It's a must-see. It's a must-see if you like it is a horror comedy. Check it out. This is The Happiness of the Katakuris by Takashi Miike. I've not actually watched this, but I know it is a zombie comedy horror musical. Yeah.
Everything in one.
Apparently it is batshit insane.
Oh, Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
You kind of...
Yeah, kind of go to the territory, doesn't it? This is Rowdy Roddy Piper in Hell Comes to Frogtown. Great film. It is a blast. It's a lot of fun. I recommend this to anybody that just wants a good fun kind of action comedy. This next one is Hellraiser. You know this one. I don't think I have to say much more.
I believe I've heard of it.
Have you heard of it? Yeah, it's quite a famous
I heard
film.
somebody mention it to me, yeah.
It's great. If you've not seen it, you need to see it. But I think most people have seen it. The Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven. It's one of those films I kind of like, but I think the remake's even better. This is Hound of the Baskervilles. This is the one with Peter Cushing and Andre Morel and Christopher Lee, a young Christopher Lee, who's not playing a bad guy and has black hair. Yeah, who would have thought? It's a Hammer film. It's done by Terence Fisher, who's done a lot of Hammer films. It's excellent. This is the House box set. It's House 2, House 3 and House 4. It's no way related to House 2, which is a Japanese film.
I thought you were saying Dr. Gregory or something like
It's
that.
nothing to do with that either. Although it wasn't right next to Hound of the Baskervilles, which is what the House ND is based on. I've only ever actually seen the first House, but it's a film I really like. It's a really good kind of weird horror comedy with George Wendt from Cheers. This next one is The Incredible Shrinking Man. No, sorry, it's not. It's The Incredible Melting Man. Incredible Shrinking Man, I think, is like a disaster film, isn't it, from the 50s? I'm curious to see this one. Next one is The Invitation. I have done a film review on the slasher film. To find out my thoughts on it, watch it. This next one is Night Riders. This is a George A. Romero film about a medieval troupe who have jousting competitions on motorbikes, who are in whose careers are in jeopardy from the police to move them on, and it is one of the best films of the 80s. Words can't describe how much I love this film. Its premise sounds ludicrous. It's Ed Harris, and he just sells every scene he's in. This is the very famous Philip Kaufman version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy and Jeff Goldblum. Great film. It's got that infamous ending. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's one of the best versions of that film. And I like the one from the 50s as well. I think that's really good. This is Island of Death by, what's his name? Nico Mastorakis. He's a strange filmmaker. It's a very strange film. It's a video nasty. Yeah. It's a weird one. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If you've never seen the film, check it out. It's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best comedies you could watch. It's fantastic.
There's a lot of backlash when people watching it. It's the worst film I've ever seen. It's so unrealistic, but
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was the point.
That's the point. It's about clowns that kill people and turn them into candy floss.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of oh god, that was so never happened.
Yeah.
It's supposed to. That's the idea.
It's brilliant. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. This is Killer Nun. This is an import from America because I wanted them as part of my Arrow collection. I've done a podcast on this. It's just watch it. It's interesting. It's a video nasty. It's it's weird. This is Lady Snowblood. I've still not actually seen this one. I've had this. It's out of all these Arrow Blu-rays, this is probably one of the ones I've had for the longest time, and I've not seen it yet. This is another video nasty. This is Madhouse. This is one that is not very popular with a lot of people. It's popular with me. I really like it. It's pretty slow for a lot of people, but it's never bothered me. This is Madman. This is a film I like better for the special features, like the commentaries on it, than I like the actual film. It's alright. This is Joe Dante's Matinee with John Goodman. I've not actually watched this one, but I like Joe Dante. He does good films. And he knows his films as well. This is Motel Hell. A really good horror comedy. Apparently it was meant to be a lot more horror and less comedy, but as things changed it became more comedic. But the comedy works really well in it, so I'm kind of glad the way it turned out. This is The Mutilator. I really like The Mutilator. I know a lot of people don't, but if you don't like the film, then you've got to at least like the tagline, which is by sword, by pick, by axe, by. That's quite good. I quite like that. This is Nightmare City. I think it might have been on section 3. Well, Video Nasty's list. That was the one that was picked up later on. I think it might have been. I'm not 100% sure. Next one is People Under the Stairs by Wes Craven. Wes Craven is he's one of these filmmakers that I think he's very prolific. His filmography is 30% good, 70% shit. This is one of his best.
Wes Craven.
Yeah. Some of his films I think are excellent. Some of his films, nah. This is the Phantasm box set. This is like my Bible. I spent a lot of time searching for this. After it became unavailable, it was out of print. It was going for like £150, and I ended up getting a bargain for it for £55. And I went to Glasgow and Edinburgh looking for this, and I finally found it. I won it on a.
Is that the thing that's above you?
Yeah,
your head?
And that is the sphere that came with it.
Nice. She treated it like it was heavy.
I know. Next one is Rabid by David Cronenberg. That's section, I think it's section 3. I've not actually seen it. And it's just had a remake by the Sosa sisters. Those are the ones that done American Mary. Next one is Rollerball. This is the original one with James Caan. It is brilliant. It might put you off when you see the length of it. It's 2 hours 5 minutes, but it's a brilliant 2 hours 5 minutes. It's a really, really good film, and apparently the remake is one of the worst remakes ever made. But I've got it over there. I want to see it out of curiosity.
I was about to say, wasn't that maybe a terrible film? But no, it must be the remake. I'm pretty sure it came out in 2001 or something.
Yeah, this is from the 70s.
Yeah, because the one you're holding there, I was like, what do you mean it's great? I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, it's from the 70s.
It's in like the bottom 10 films.
I think that the remake almost killed John McTiernan's career.
Oh. This
is Satan's Blade. I don't know anything about it. It's just there. I'm going to have to watch it. And another thing about this video is that this might give my viewers can comment saying, could you review this next, can you review this next, knowing that I own these films, you know. So it makes it easier for me to review films in the future. This is Season of the Witch by George A. Romero. It's one of these films that nobody really knows, including me. I've not watched it yet, but there's 2 different cuts on it. There is a 90-minute cut and a 104-minute extended version. So we'll see. The next one is Night of the Comet. This is a very good film. It's a very funny film set in like a shopping centre. Reminds me a bit like Chopping Mall. It's got that same kind of feeling to it. It's quite funny. Really entertaining. Next is Psycho 2. One of the best sequels ever made in my opinion. What's his name? It's written by Tom Holland, who also wrote Fright Night and directed Child's Play, the first Child's Play film. It still has Anthony Perkins, who's as brilliant as ever in it. Vera Miles is back in it, and Robert Woj is in it. It's a great film. It's really, really good. You think that a film that was made 20 odd years after the original would lose something, you know, but it doesn't. It does the original film a lot of justice. This is, I think, David Cronenberg's Shivers. I don't know much about this film, but David Cronenberg's always a good bet. He's always good at doing really weird, strange stuff. Next up is The Slayer. Again, this was, I think, a Section 2 video nasty. A lot of people don't like it. It's one of these films I wanted to like a lot more than I actually did, but I didn't hate it. It's a good, interesting film. It's directed by J.S. Cardone, who done the Prom Night remake, which was absolutely slammed. But this is an interesting one. It's good to go in blind. This is Slugs by J.P. Simpson. I don't know much about that film, but yeah, Slugs. Next is Jack Hill's Spider Baby. It's got a very young Sid Haig in it. I think it was what's his name? He played the Wolfman. Lon Chaney Jr. He's in it. Good kind of horror comedy. It's black and white. Jack Hill, who's famous for doing blaxploitation films with Pam Grier and Sid Haig. And Sid Haig's in this, very, very young. This is Larry Cohen's The Stuff. Brilliant film. Absolutely love it. Good kind of social commentary, kind of comedy, horror thing. Really good. Larry Cohen just recently died. And he's a really good filmmaker. Next is Dario Argento's Tenebrae, which I've done a podcast on. It's a great giallo, really violent. Gory is a good film. Next is Theatre of Blood. This has got Vincent Price and who else is in it? I think Vincent Price is in this. I'm pretty sure Vincent Price, Diana Rigg. I knew Vincent Price was in it. This is a really good. It's got a Hammer feel to it. I don't think it was a Hammer film, but yeah, it's a good kind of horror comedy. It's got a good sense of humour to it. This is Thief. I think it's Brian De Palma. No, Michael Mann. It's a Michael Mann with James Caan. Absolutely brilliant thriller. Absolutely phenomenal. A lot of people don't know about this, but it's a really, really, really good film. Next is Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits. a film I've not seen in about 20 years. So it's probably overdue for a rewatch. Because I can't actually remember liking it very much. But I may have changed. Next is Videodrome by David Cronenberg. James Woods, Debbie Harry. Fantastic. Weird imagery, vaginas, penises. It's not actually, it's just like phallic imagery and vaginal imagery. It's not actually, it's weird. It's great. This is What Have You Done to Solange, which is, who's directed this? Oh, it's got music by Ennio Morricone. I can't remember who directed it. I think it's Lucio Fulci maybe, doesn't matter. Anyway, this next one is The Witch Who Came From the Sea. This is another video nasty, very weird arty film, not what you would expect. Next one is Wolf Guy. I know nothing about it. It was in a sale, I picked it up. We will see what it's like.
The title of that was just like, wolf, man, nah, that's been done. Wolf, women, nah. Wolf, person, how about guy? How about
Wolf Guy.
guy?
Next is the infamous Zardoz. Sean Connery and what can only be described as a red bikini. I've still not watched it yet. It is by John Boorman, who's the guy that done Deliverance. But he also done Exorcist 2. And if you know me, Exorcist 2 is one of my worst films. Next is The Killers. This is a brilliant film by, I think, Burt Lancaster. Yeah, Neva Gardner. Brilliant film. Absolutely great film noir.
I was going to say, isn't that John Woo when he had Killers?
No, it's The Killer.
Yeah.
Next is Night of the Hunter, which is the one I was thinking about the other day. Night of the Hunter. I mentioned that I got confused for something else. Touch of Evil. No, Island of Lost Souls. I said Charles Lawton directed Island of Lost Souls, but no, he starred in it, and it was the only film he directed was Night of the Hunter, which is a shame because it's a brilliant film. Next is Bicycle Thieves. Apparently it's absolutely brilliant. I haven't watched it yet.
Who directed that again?
Somebody famous.
Ozu or something, was it?
It's somebody really famous.
It's like a Japanese person.
No, I don't think it is.
What's the Japanese people again? They did something like that. I thought that was really, was it?
Fitiro Desika.
No, who?
Oh, are you thinking of Kurosawa?
No, there was a director called something. I thought it was Ozu.
Yeah.
He did like a film where it was like
Oh, Tokyo Story.
yeah, the old couple go to visit their family.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like.
I think that's Tokyo Story. I used to have that, but I don't know what ever happened to it.
It's one of those films that I don't think I got it.
No.
I think it was meant to be kind of wholesome, but.
Maybe I don't think I watched that. This is Les Diaboliques, which is a brilliant film if you've never seen it. It's absolutely a must watch by Henri Georges Clouzot. Or Clouzot, I don't know if that's pronounced properly. Next is Rafifi, which is one of the best crime films I've ever seen in my life. It is by Gilles Dassin. It is... Words can't describe how much I love this film. It is a masterpiece.
The robbery scene in that is perfectly directed.
Because there's no sound. There's
and
not...
that's what the
tension comes from.
So they could have had some sort of like, oh, we'll have like a soundtrack for that, that'd be sneaky. It's like, no, use silence. And it was the best thing they could have done.
Yep, absolutely. Any modern film would be dun dun dun.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, it's like Pink Panther thing.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Sneaky sort of noises, but no.
This is Closely Observed Trains. I've also seen it called Closely Watched Trains. I've always wanted to see it. Apparently it's really good. Right, now we are on to my 88 films slasher collection. The first one's a DVD and the rest of them are Blu-rays. So the first one is Unhinged. Now I have done a review of this, a podcast. It is a video nasty. It is a shit one. It is one of the worst films I've seen. It's terrible. That's number 11. It's number 11 in the DVDs, which makes me think that the DVDs are numbered differently from the Blu-rays, because I've also got number 11 in the Blu-rays. So number 1 is Graduation Day. Kind of generic slasher, not one of my favourites. Next
Is that the one with the terrible punchline?
Yeah. There are 200 seniors at Midvale High and 7 days till graduation. Yeah.
No follow-up, just
Yeah.
thank you for informing me of what's going on.
Oh, well. Next is the original Mother's Day. That's alright.
Just alright.
Just alright. I'm not the biggest fan. Eli Roth calls it one of the best slasher films ever made. Yeah. Right, I'm not a big Eli Roth fan. This is Don't Go Into the Woods.
See, I like Eli Roth as a person, but not as a director.
I'm exactly the same. This is Don't Go Into the Woods. This was on one of the Video Nasty lists. It is absolutely brilliant for all the wrong reasons. It is so inept. It's so inept, it's funny. It comes across as like a horror comedy. It's brilliant. It has to be seen.
So it's not even like intentionally a comedy?
No. Well, I don't know. I think the director claims it is. It's like Paul Verhoeven when he goes about Showgirls. He says, "Oh, it was meant to be a comedy all along."
Oh, like that guy, The Room,
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau. Oh, no, it was meant to be a comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, nice try.
Yeah, he doesn't like people making fun of it. Right, so Graduation Day was number 1, Mother's Day was 2, Don't Go Into the Woods was 3, and number 5, because not number 4, is Slaughterhouse, which is a really good slasher film that nobody knows about. I really, really like this film. Next is number 6 is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, which I think is a Fredo and Ray film. Which, so you're guaranteed a low budget schlock kind of film with Fredo and Ray's name on it. It's enjoyable, but when this first came out, with the BBFC actually scored out the word chainsaw, so just Hollywood Hookers. Because that's the word that offended them, you see.
With chainsaw, not the prostitute.
Yeah, I know. This is X-Ray, also known as Horror Hospital, I think. I quite like this. I didn't like it the first time I watched it, but I gave it another shot and it's pretty good. Next is, this was on the Video Nasty list, The Bogeyman. This I think is one of the most underrated films on the Video Nasties list. I absolutely love it. I love the music, I love the mood. There's a couple of scenes here and there that don't quite work, but I think it's really, really good. Next one is, I keep mispronouncing this, Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. I think it's Pittsburgh and not Pittsburgh. I was calling it Pittsburgh for ages, but I think it's Pittsburgh. This is a horror comedy. Tom Savini apparently had a hand in the effects. I don't like this film. Next is Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. I've done a podcast on this. It's a Video Nasty. It's not a very good film, but I kind of like it. Next is Children of the Corn, famously based on a Stephen King book. It's got Linda Hamilton in it, some weird kids that kill people. It's fun, it's good. This is Children of the Corn 2. I've not seen it yet. I'll have to change that. So that was 6. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers was 6. X-Ray was 9. Bogeyman was 10. Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh was 11. Nightmares and Damaged Brain was 12. 13 was Children of the Corn. 14 was Children of the Corn 2. And number 17 is Sleepaway Camp 2, Happy Campers. Sleepaway Camp 1 isn't part of this collection for some reason. I don't know why. I do want the third one, which is part of this collection. It's a really good sequel. I actually prefer it over the original. Yeah, it's a really fun film. Next is another Fred Owen Ray film. The guy that done what was it he done? Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. This is Scalps. This is not a good film. Number 22 is The First Power, which is a very, very good supernatural thriller. I really, really like this. More people need to see this. It's like Fallen with Denzel Washington, except I think it's a little bit better. It's Lou Diamond Phillips. It's a really, really good. You need to see this. Next is Intruder, number 23. I think that's got Bruce Campbell in it. I've always wanted to see this. I'm going to have to change that. Next is Return to Horror High. I think that's the one with George Clooney in it. I think that's one of the first things he ever done. Next is number 29, Luther the Geek. I don't know much about it. I used to always think it was called Luther the Greek, but no, it's the Geek. Next is Slaughterhouse Rock, which is about Alcatraz. Look at these vampire things in Alcatraz. It's interesting. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. It's pretty good. Next is The Toolbox Murders. This was on the Video Nasties list. It is very sleazy. It makes you want to take a shower after you've watched it. I don't know if I like it. I still don't know. Next is Alice Sweet Alice, also known as the Communion, I think. It is a very good film. I really, really like it. It's kind of inspired by Because I Don't Look Now. The promotional material for this had Brooke Shields' name plastered all over it because it was a rising star at the time. She's in it for about 2 seconds, maybe 3 minutes. Great film though. Next one is Christmas Evil. I've done a review on this film. I really like it. Very, very, very underrated. Next is number 40. That was... Oh, wrong way around. That's number 42. This is number 40. This is Student Bodies. I've been wanting to see this one for a while. It's like a slasher comedy. Right, so these next ones is 101 films and 88 films. The first one is Ghoulies. Just kind of amusing film. Quite good kind of supernatural film. Next one I've not seen is Ghoulies 2. I've not seen that one, but my friend Elliot, I do the podcast where, recommends it. I just got this one like 3 days ago. This is the Nemesis Collection. The complete box set, it says. It's got Nemesis, Nemesis 2, Nemesis 3 and Nemesis 4. They've all got subtitles, but I don't actually know what the subtitles are because I can't really see them through this box art. It says the complete box set, but there's a 5th one that's been made since this box set. So, next one is Nightmares, which is a really good film. It's an anthology. It's a really interesting one. Next is Black Christmas, which I've done a review on. A really good film. One of the first slashers. This is the 88 films now. This is number 1, I Drink Your Blood. Very good film. I recommend it to anybody that likes kind of voodoo stuff. And this was actually recommended to me again by Elliot that I do the podcast with. He knows more about films than I've had hot dinners, if that makes sense. This is number 3. This is Pigs. This is also known as Daddy's Dead Darling. This is directed by a guy called Mark Lawrence. He was like a gangster actor in the 40s, and then I think he got blacklisted or something, and he came back with this film. And not a lot of people like this. This is a very slow moving film. It was a Section 3 Video Nasties. I absolutely adore it. I love this film to pieces. Next is number 4, Creepazoids. This is a David Dakota film. He's a very prolific director. He does everything from gruesome horror films to stupid talking dog films.
It looks very Cronenberg as well.
Yeah, I've not actually seen that one. I've not actually seen this one. This is number 5. I first heard of Street Trash from again Elliot. He's a big fan of this film. I'm not. I'll have to watch it again, but it's gross. Right, these aren't numbered ones, but this is Cannibal Terror. You can see in the top right corner there it says Video Nasty. This was on the Video Nasties list. Apparently it's terrible. Next one is The Devil Hunter. This is a Jess Franco film. I've not actually watched it yet. Apparently it's awful, but I'm kinda interested to watch it. Next is Bloody Birthday. This is I think it's a Full Moon Pictures. No, still 88 films. I like Bloody Birthday. I think it's interesting. This is Blood-Sucking Freaks, a very controversial film. I think they're another one they're trying to get banned. This next one is Surf Nazis Must Die. As far as I remember, it's awful. The next one I have done a review on is Castle Freak. It's brilliant, I loved it. It's by Stuart Gordon, who just recently died a couple of months ago. He's one of my favourite directors as well. This is The Dead Next Door. I bought him mostly just because of the kiss. I really like that artwork. I'm going to have to check that out. Are you getting a good look at these okay, yeah?
Yeah, what's that?
It is Evil Speak, that's another video nasty. It's a good film. If you ever don't get a look at them, let us know. Ooh. Next one is Puppet Master. It's an unusual film, I like it. It's not for everyone. Could use stop motion. Next one was quite pricey. Instead had to get Puppet Master 2. It's really hard to get. And these are all filmed with special features. Right, we're nearing the end here. And this is kind of linked to Puppet Master. This is Demonic Toys. I think they say it's like in the same universe. And the last of these 88 films is The Last Horror Show. I believe it's a Section 3 video nasty. And these next ones are the Shaw Brothers collection by 88 films. This first one's not numbered. This next one isn't numbered, but it's Kill with Intrigue. Is that a Jackie Chan film? Yeah, it's an old Jackie Chan film. Now, number one is I want to increase this collection, by the way. This the Shaw Brothers. This is Hex. It's a really weird supernatural ghost film. It's interesting. I do like it. This is actually the second time I bought it, because the first time I bought it, I ended up giving it to my friend Elliot in America, and he was very thankful for it because he'd never seen it before. Next one is House of Traps. That is number 4 in the collection. Number 5, sorry, is Seeding of a Ghost. Apparently it's excellent. Now I've not seen any of these films, but I really want to start watching these. This is The Mighty Peking Man. Actually, I've seen this one. It's a really good one. It's unusual. It's unusual. That's number 6. No, yeah, number 6. Number 9 is The Oily Maniac, which I just like the name of. Because I remember I showed you a clip of the Mighty Peking Man. Number 10 is The Flying Guillotine. Number 11 is The Bride from Hell. I got most of these when I went to Glasgow. No, when I went to FOP.
Yeah,
you don't get anything like that here. This is The Brave Archer, number 13. Sounds quite good. This is number 15, The One-Armed Swordsman. What does it say, Archer? The One-Armed Swordsman. Number 16 is Dragon Missile. This is the last one. Number 17 is The Enchanting Ghost. And they've all got a lot of special features of that on them. And these next 4 are the HMV Premium Collection. That is the Mega Man. I think that's Michael York. It's a really good film. Was that? No, Charlton Heston. Yeah, I get the Mega Man mixed up with Logan's Run. Don't know why. Next one, number 11, is King Kong, the original. Fantastic film. Absolutely brilliant, I love it. This next one, number 43, is the original Pet Sematary, with Fred Gwynn as Judge Crandall. One of my favourite characters.
So iconic.
Yeah, he's really iconic, eh? To the point of being parodies on South Park and everything.
Yes.
Number 45 is the original The Haunting. Absolutely brilliant film, one of the best ghost films you could watch. Right, these next few are the Shameless Collection. This is number 1, The New York Ripper. Very sleazy Lucio Fulci film. Next one is number 2. This is Video Nasty, if not the Video Nasty. Cannibal Holocaust. Number 5 is The Sect. I think that's a Nicola Suave film. Next one is Almost Human. Most of these are Italian, by the way. That's why they're yellow. Because a giallo, which is like a murder mystery horror film, they got their name from books that were yellow. Yeah, that's an Umberto Lenzi film. Next one is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Sergio Martino film. Sergio Martino also done Mountain of the Cannibal God. I used to actually have Mountain of the Cannibal God, but it's went missing. Number 9 is Torso. It isn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. That's again Sergio Martino. Number 10. Mountain of the Cannibal God.
Oh, there we go. Good time.
If I'd lost it, oh, it's still here. And then you go, there's Oscar Andres naked. Sergio Martino. That's number 10. Number 11 is Cannibal Ferox. That is Umberto Lenzi. Again, Video Nasty. Controversial.
Is nobody knows what a ferox is?
No, nobody does. I've googled it and I still don't know.
I think it's a bird.
I don't know.
Which makes even less sense now.
Mountain of the Cannibal God was also Video Nasty. Della Morte Della More. It's also known as The Cemetery Man in America. Della Morte Della More is a better title for it. I done a review of this and I absolutely loved this to pieces. That was a blind watch for me and I fell in love with it. Case of the Bloody Iris. I didn't even know I owned this film. And now we are on to the Hammer films. We're getting there. We're nearly there.
Just 3 more shelves to go.
Yeah, nearly done. And they're all box sets on the bottom.
And that's out of this one cabinet. We've
Yeah,
got another
cannot.
7 more cabinets.
Demons of the Mind. These are alphabetical. These aren't numbered. Devil Rides Out. One of the best Hammer films you can ever watch. If you ever watch any Hammer film, that'll be that one. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. Sounds stupid, but it's absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Although Burke and Hare are in it. I don't know what Burke and Hare are doing in a fictional story. You know, because Burke and Hare were real characters. They were real people. They were like Scottish grave robbers, you know. I don't know what they're doing in a Jekyll and Hyde story.
Jack Duggan did a mad lad on it.
Did he?
Yeah.
On Burke and Hyde, yeah.
Yeah.
The Horrors of Frankenstein. It's a good one. And that guy, I believe, is what's his name? Oh, Peter. He was Darth Vader. That guy.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, he was the actual guy in the suit. I forget his name. Peter. I don't know. I'm not a big up on my Star Wars knowledge. So this is Plague of the Zombies. One of the best again. I love it. Rasputin the Mad Monk. It used to be one of my worst Hammer films. Watched it recently and loved it. Next is The Reptile. A very good monster movie. To The Devil a Daughter. Can't remember much about that one. That's them. These are just miscellaneous, I think, now. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Lady Vengeance. Can you guess what's next?
It's going to be Old Boy, isn't it?
Oh boy.
That film's flawless.
That is, isn't it? It's just...
Unstoppable
It
film.
really is one of the best action films ever made.
Again, I don't know why they had to make especially Spike Lee had to make
I don't know.
American remake.
It doesn't make any sense. Right, this is Nucleus Films. I only have 2 of these. The first one is Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, which was on the Section 3 Video Nasties list, as was Jess Franco's The Demons, which I actually bought by mistake, thinking it was Ken Russell's The Devils. But adds to the Video Nasty collection. Right, this is my Criterion collection. These are very, very expensive and hard to get a hold of, so I've only got 3. First one is The Phantom Carriage, which I had to get imported.
Masterpiece.
Number 579 of the Criterion Collection, and one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. It is Silent. It's by Victor Stromberg. I'm probably saying that wrong. It needs to be seen to be believed. I'm going to do a review on this someday, and I will fail to do it justice.
I think it's one of those films that no matter what kind of review you do, you'll never do it justice.
Can't do it justice. This is Only Angels Have Wings. I don't know much about it. The only thing I don't like, I bought this from Groucho's, which is a second-hand shop, and the case is all ripped. I'm trying to get a replacement case for that.
Second-hand?
I know. And Jabberwocky.
Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, which I'm interested in watching again. Now this is...
I remember thinking that was...
Okay. Yeah, kind of the same.
Again, I think when I was watching, I was expecting some Monty Python.
Yeah.
So the humor was just like...
I was kind of the same. This is Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker. He's meant to be one of these directors. He's a Russian director. He's meant to be one of the best directors ever. I've not seen any of his films, but I have Stalker, and I have it's Solaris. I thought it was pronounced it wrong. Solaris, which they've remade with George Clooney. This is a DVD, BFI, Man with a Movie Camera. They've just released it on Blu-ray. Have to try and get that. Nearly finished. This is the Akira Kurosawa Samurai Collection. It is Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, The Hidden Fortress, Yojimbo and Sanjuro. And The Hidden Fortress was the inspiration for Star Wars. It's pretty much the same story.
Try telling it to a sci-fi fan. They all hate that sort of knowledge.
This is the Carl Theodor Dreyer collection. I've not seen any of these. Do you know what? I'll go through the names of the films some other day because there's loads of them. This is Salo, or 120 Days of Sodom. It's not a film I like, but it won't.
I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, I don't
think I got it.
This is L'Age d'Or. It also comes with Un Chien Andalou. Very weird films. Again, I don't know if I got them. This is Eyes Without a Face. I'm desperate to see this. Of all the films I own, this is probably the one I'm going to watch next. This is Nosferatu the Vampire. This is the Werner Herzog remake with Klaus Kinski. Absolutely brilliant remake. Great remake.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a really good film. This is Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. Now, Francis Ford Coppola is one of these directors who I think has made 4 good films.
It's hitting this.
Yeah. He's known as one of these big directors. I think he's made like 3 good films. This next one is The Story of Film. This is a DVD. This is one of the best documentaries you could ever watch if you like films. This goes across 5 discs. It's 15 hours long. 15 episodes long. Watch it if you like films. That's all I can say. Next one is the Basket Case Trilogy by Frank Herrenlotter, who also done Frankenhooker. Really fun films. This next one is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Very controversial film. Never banned though. Next one is Reanimator. Stuart Gordon again, one of my favourite directors, recently died.
See, again, I thought it was
fantastic.
I thought it was Cronenberg.
Yeah, you'd probably think so.
Artwork.
Yeah, it's got this kind of body horror like, yeah. Next is David Cronenberg's Scanners. If you've not seen Scanners, it's strange. I didn't like it the first time I watched it. But it's entertaining with multiple viewings. Plus, as Michael Ironside is the bad guy, that's always a plus. That was a Section 3 video nasty, I believe. Next is the Evil Dead trilogy. The first Evil Dead was infamously on the video nasties list. Next is Changeling. The Changeling, sorry. Again, one of my favourite ghost films. It's absolutely brilliant, it has to be seen. Next is the Godfather trilogy, Omerta edition. Well, these next ones are Shaw Brothers films. This was meant to be like a big large collection, but it got discontinued, and I think I got them all. The first one is Human Lanterns. These are in no order. Next one is Spiritual Boxer. Next one is Heroes 2. Next one is The Heroic Ones, which is brilliant. Great action film. Really, really good. The thing is, the artwork makes it look like it's going to be a comedy. It's not. It's like a historical drama action film. It's really, really good. This is The Magnificent Trio. And Death Duel is the last one. Right, and this is the Universal Numbered Collection. Taxi Driver. Number 1, excellent film. Number 3, Stand By Me, Rob Reiner. Number 6 is Midnight Express. Fantastic film, fantastic soundtrack.
Georgia Marauder.
Yep. Coppola's this is number 15. Coppola's Dracula.
Is that one of the 3 of his films you thought was
Yeah.
Dracula?
Kubrick's this is number 15. Kubrick's no, number 11. Sorry. Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Number 18 is From Here to Eternity. I think Fred Astaire won an Oscar for that, didn't he? Frank Sinatra, sorry. Not Fred Astaire. On the Waterfront, number 20. Absolutely brilliant. One of the best gangster films you can watch. Now my Disney films. This is where I change my tune, isn't it? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Brilliant film.
Yeah, it's no Hollywood chainsaw hookers though.
Can you see that one? Do you know, these editions are fantastic. They've got great commentaries and everything with them. Pinocchio. Number 2. Number 3. Fantasia.
Printing on those are fantastic.
They are, eh?
The way the colours just sort of...
I know,
the light hits.
some of them don't have slipcases, eh? That's the only thing. Fantasia, one of my favourite films of all time. The soundtrack to match. Dumbo. See, that's the thing, is I love Disney films, even after I've got all these horror films, you know?
Yeah.
Who says you can't like both?
Yeah.
Bambi. I don't know, you just get this like nostalgia factor from them. This is actually one I've not seen. This is fun and fancy free and the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
I thought it was the name of the film.
There's 2 different films, number
Yeah.
9 and number 11.
9/11.
Oh yeah,
Where's number 10?
I don't know. Number 13, Alice in Wonderland. Number 16, Sleeping Beauty. Great film, absolutely love it. Love the dragon. And the very underrated Sword in the Stone.
Oh, I'm struggling to get focus. So, oh, there we go.
Got Sword in the Stone. Do you know what the sword was stuck in?
It's going to be not a stone, isn't it?
It is, it's like a stone that's an anvil that's on top of a stone.
The anvil, yeah.
See if you get a good. Yeah. There's a stone that's on top of an anvil. I can't remember. Number 19 is The Jungle Book.
Watched that recently.
Yep, which is still absolutely fantastic.
Masterpiece.
Still magnificent. It's like the songs that stuck in your head, eh? And your skin tingles when you watch it, eh? You feel happy when you watch it, eh? Another one I love, a lot of people don't like this, Robin Hood. Always liked it. Always.
Don't think I've ever seen it.
And my favourite, this is probably my favourite all-time Disney film, is Basil the Great Mouse Detective. It is brilliant. It's Vincent Price is Ratigan, the bad guy, and he sings, and he's brilliant in it. It's fantastic. It is just...
Saying to change the battery.
Is it shit? Nearly done. The Little Mermaid. we'll just do this bunch and then that'll be it.
Sounds red.
Beauty and the Beast.
Uh-huh.
The Lion King.
Of course.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Very underrated. I had Hercules, but I don't know what happened to that. And live action, I got Mary Poppins. So great film. This is Studio Ghibli now. Howl's Moving Castle. Great film. Princess Mononoke. My Neighbour Totoro. Probably one of the best ones. And Grave of the Fireflies. Great film, but my God, it's hard hitting. Then I have the Coffin Joe collection, which has At Midnight I Will Take Your Soul, which is fantastic. This Night I Will Possess Your Corpse, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've not seen The Strange World of Coffin Joe, The Awakening of the Beast, End of Man, The Strange Hostel of Naked Pleasures, Hellish Flesh, Hallucinations of a Deranged Mind, or The Strange World of Mojica Marins. He is Jose Mojica Marins. He just died like last month, and he was like 90, I think. That is my Hitchcock collection, which is Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, Trouble with Harry, Marnie, Frenzy, Family Plot, Rear Window, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Vertigo, The Birds, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and Psycho. I think the only one I'm not fond on there is Topaz. I've tried.
Never seen it.
Nah, I'm not a big fan. And then there's the Dark Knight trilogy. We'll just leave it there, or do you think we'll risk?
I think play it safe.
Play it safe and just end it there. Right, so I've got one shelf left here to go, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Right, now that we've got the camera fully charged now, we'll get back to the very last bit. Since we stopped recording, we had 2 deliveries since yesterday. The first is Dolls by Stuart Gordon, who died not long ago. And the second one is Detective Bureau 2-3 Go to Hell Bastards, which I've been told is really good. Did you get Dolls alright, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, now we're on to the box sets. The first one I'll say is the Die Hard quadrilogy. It doesn't have the 5th one, because I'm not really interested in seeing the 5th one, to be honest.
Sorry, say that part again with the Die Hard trilogy. There we go.
I said I'm not really interested in watching the 5th one.
Okay.
So I just got that. Next up is the Back to the Future trilogy, which is brilliant. I've got the Dirty Harry collection, which is Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, and The Deadpool. All well worth watching. Next is the Lethal Weapon quadrilogy. That is Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3 and 4. They don't have any subtitles. And this is the Lord of the Rings box set. This is the extended one. It's got all the bonus features, and you know, it opened as like a book, and it's pretty cool. I've only ever seen the first one. I've not actually watched the full trilogy, but maybe someday. This is
They're good. They're enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on them.
The next one is the Mad Max anthology. I've only ever seen the first one. I plan to change that. This is The Man Who Fell to Earth, starring David Bowie. Yeah, this is like a proper box set. It's got books, posters. It's like there's 3 discs, 4 discs. The 4th one is a CD of the soundtrack.
Right, don't hold it up too high because I'm kind of aiming the camera down there.
Right,
to move up.
okay. So can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Are there any you've not been able to capture?
No, I think we're okay.
Have you got them all? Yeah. This is the Mission Impossible quadrilogy. Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3 and Ghost Protocol. I also have Rogue Nation. I've only ever...
Trying to hold it up too high. It's like we're already on the camera.
Right. I've only ever seen the first 2. The first one I really like. The second one I don't like at all. And the Nightmare on Elm Street films. So obviously it's got Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2 Freddy's Revenge, Part 3 Dream Warriors, Part 4 The Dream Master, Part 5 Dream Child, Freddy's Dead The Final Nightmare, which wasn't the final one, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. The only ones I really don't like are 5 and 6. The rest I like them all, and I don't like 2 very much either.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's enjoyable for all the wrong reasons. The Omen trilogy, The Omen, Damien, Omen 2, and Omen 3: The Final Conflict.
I don't know those 3.
Yeah, and they made a remake as well. Right, this is I'm not proud to own this. Resident Evil Collection, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Extinction, and Resident Evil Afterlife. It doesn't have the other 2. I think there's another 2.
See, I still think like the second one's called Apocalypse and the third one's called Extinction. I think an apocalypse is more drastic than an extinction.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Extinction means like one species theirs, and apocalypse is like everything.
Yeah, that's well, Apocalypse is awful. I've not seen past number 2.
Fucking
Number 2 is dreadful.
nemesis.
But for some reason I own it. I think I want to see special features and that on it. I'm kind of a sucker for special features. Yeah, the Rocky Collection. Love the Rocky films. Absolutely brilliant. Even the stupid ones.
Yeah, with Dolph Lundgren when he's able to like
Yeah,
punch you.
he's like the Man of Steel. Like,
he hits like a punch bag and it blows up.
he's
It's like, with that ability, you
brilliant.
should play golf.
He's great. The Steven Seagal Collection. This is a kind of guilty pleasure. Under Siege 2, Hard to Kill, Nico Above the Law, and Executive Decision.
Executive Decision.
Yeah, which he's a bit part in.
That's what I mean. Is that he just kind of cashed in on that one.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, his name's on it someplace on the back of the
Yeah.
DVD.
It's
But
like, yeah, he's kind of a bit part in it. Stanley Kubrick Collection, Lolita, 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut. I've not seen Lolita. Eyes Wide Shut I think is excellent. Full Metal Jacket I think is excellent. And A Clockwork Orange. I've not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey or Barry Lyndon, and I'm not a fan of The Shining.
I think Shining was most overrated.
It's okay.
Piece of horror ever.
It's just okay.
That's
But-
my problem. I was like, it's the greatest horror of all time. Like, I thought it was it was okay.
And I've only ever seen the first one. It's a Star Wars collection.
And that Star Wars on the front there, he is holding his sword.
Yeah. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I think the only one I've actually seen is A New Hope, I think, or The Phantom Menace. I think it's A New Hope is the one I've seen. Like I say, I want to watch them out of curiosity's sake. The Force Awakens.
Not seen that one either.
No.
It was enjoyable. But
Yes,
it just felt like constant pursuit. The film.
Yeah,
There's no
see, I've never seen it. The Ring trilogy. Is it Ring, Ring 2, and Ring 0, or Ringu. This is obviously the Japanese one.
Obviously the Japanese one.
Yeah, I know it. These are my Hammer box sets now. Right, this is actually a numbered limited edition. 5,781 out of 6,000. This is, what's it called? Fear Warning. It has Maniac, The Gorgon, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and The Fanatic. The only one I've seen out of that so far is Maniac, which is pretty good. The next one is Criminal Intent, which has The Snorkel, Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, The Full Treatment, and Cash on Demand. I've seen The Snorkel and Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, which are both absolutely brilliant. Like, incredible films. Number 3 is Blood and Terror, which is The Camp on Blood Island, Yesterday's Enemy, The Stranglers of Bombay, and The Terror of the Tongs. I've seen Camp on Blood Island, which I really liked. I plan to do reviews on like them because they're interesting to talk about. And this is the last one on the Hammer box set. It is Faces of Fear, which has The Revenge of Frankenstein, The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, Taste of Fear, and The Damned. I've seen Taste of Fear, which is excellent. And they're all numbered. And this is called Bloody Terror. This is 5 films by Norman J. Warren. Satan's Slave, Prey, Terror, Inseminoid and Bloody New Year. I've seen Satan's Slave, which is quite good. Prey, Terror and Inseminoid are all on the Section 3 Video Nasties list. And I went through the Carol Taylor Blair collection, but I just skipped over it. But now that we're doing this again, I'll say the films on it are Masters of the House, Good Mothers, Day of Wrath, The Fight Against Cancer. Sorry, not the fight. The Fight Against Cancer. The Village Church. They Caught the Ferry. Thorvaldsden. Sorstrom Bridge. A Castle Within a Castle. Ordette or Orde, and Gertrude. The only one I've actually heard there is Ordette or Orde.
I found this a strong one.
Yeah, and I've also got my Video Nasties box sets. That's the first one that has a documentary on it and goes through all 72 Video Nasties on the Section 1 and 2 list. Absolutely brilliant. Has to be seen for anybody that likes films. And this is the part 2 Draconian Days, which goes over the Section 3 list. Again, absolutely brilliant. It's hours and hours long.
Is that signed?
Yeah, it's actually signed by the director, Jake West. Absolutely brilliant. For anyone that likes films, I recommend this. So that's these done. If you want me to, if you're watching these videos and you want me to review a film, message me in the comments, or you know, contact me however you want to contact me, and I'll do a review for you. So that's this. That's about 2 hours. We've got it done. We've got another 1, 2, 3 to go, but we'll do them another day. We'll do them sometime.
Yeah, there's an extra few walls off.
Yeah.
What you've just seen.
Yeah, we'll do them in the future. I've got box sets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I might do some on games as well. I've got games. That's the games on the top shelf there. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. You might either be watching this as one long video, or you might be watching this as the separate videos, because I'm going to do both. You're either going to be watching the condensed, not condensed, that implies it's been squashed together. You'll be watching the video as a whole, or be watching one of the parts. So if you enjoyed this, let me know, and let me know if you want me to review.
Or if you hated it.
Or if you hated it, yeah. If you hate me and you want me to watch a shitty film, let me know. Because I'm up for watching shitty films and reviewing them. But we'll see what happens. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and that is us out.
Or guy, you.